Hello everyone, welcome back to Stock Market Meridian. Today is 21st July 2026 and you're watching today's pre-market report. Let's begin our video with global markets. Starting with the US markets, all the major indices closed with neutral to negative sentiment, indicating cautious investor confidence. Coming to the European markets, a similar trend was witnessed, with most major indices also ended in a neutral to negative zone. Now looking at the Asian markets, Japan, China, and South Korea are currently trading with a largely neutral sentiment, reflecting mixed cues from global markets. As usual, we will discuss about the GIFT Nifty outlook towards the end of this video. Now let's move to the commodities. US WTI crude oil is currently trading in the range of $81 to $83 per barrel, while Brent crude oil is trading around $86 to $88 per barrel. Yesterday, Indian crude oil futures closed with a gains of around 0.6%, whereas natural gas futures declined by nearly 2.5%. In the precious metal segment, Indian gold futures ended the session with slightly higher, while international gold futures are currently trading in neutral to negative zone. Meanwhile, Indian silver futures gained nearly 1%, whereas international silver futures are trading in negative territory. Now let's check the ADR's data. Yesterday, HDFC Bank ADR fell nearly 11%. Mainly due to its weaker than expected quarterly results. Along with HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Wipro, Dr. Reddy's and Infosys ADRs also closed with weak sentiment. On the positive side, Reliance Industries ADR was the only major ADR that closed in green. Now moving to the FIIs and DIIs data. Yesterday, FIIs were net sellers worth 1121 crore rupees, while DIIs were net buyers worth 1312 crore rupees. This indicates that FIIs are gradually shifting from neutral stance towards a negative outlook. Now let's check the economic calendar. Yesterday and today there were no major economic events. However, tomorrow the markets will closely watch the UK CPI inflation data and the US crude oil inventories report, both of which could influence global market sentiment. Now coming to the geopolitical updates, the conflict between Iran and the United States continues, with both sides exchanging attacks. Although international mediators are trying to broker a peace deal, neither Iran nor the US appears willing to accept it at this stage. Yesterday, Brent crude oil prices fell sharply from around $89 to nearly $82 per barrel, after Iran's foreign minister confirmed that the country had received a peace deal proposal from international mediators. However, the ground reality still remains concerning. The number of ships passes through the Strait of Hormuz has dropped significantly. Over the last 24 hours, only 8 ships inbound and 6 ships outbound were recorded, indicating that global oil transportation remains under pressure. Adding to the global tensions, Yemen's Houthis has officially declared a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia. Yemen is the neighboring country of Saudi Arabia and a allied country of Iran, and Houthis is a military group who works under the Iran. Now the Houthis announced an immediate maritime embargo on Saudi Arabia, describing it as an eye for an eye response to what they call the blockade imposed on Yemen. The main concern is this route called Bab el-Mandeb Strait is the southern gateway to the Red Sea. If this strategic route is blocked, Saudi Arabia's key alternative oil export route would be disrupted, potentially reducing global oil supply chain by nearly 7%. This new maritime threat comes at a time when global oil shipments are already estimated to be down by nearly 10% because of ongoing regional conflicts. In response, the Saudi-led coalition strongly condemned the blockade, calling it a violation of international law and maritime piracy. They have also announced additional security measures to protect commercial vessels operating in that region. This escalation follows last week's missile attacks by Houthis on Saudi Arabia, effectively ending the 4-year ceasefire between these two sides. With tensions rising in both the Strait of Hormuz and this Bab el-Mandeb Strait, the global energy supply chain routes continue to face significant uncertainty. If this situation continues, crude oil prices could rise once again. So guys, before moving ahead, a quick reminder. I upload pre-market reports every morning before the market opens and also post-market report every evening after the market close. So if you want daily updates on global markets, company results, FIIs, DIIs activity, commodities and important market news, make sure you subscribe to Stock Market Meridian. Now let's continue with company specific updates. Tech Mahindra is implementing a scheme of merger by absorbing three of its wholly owned subsidiaries: Zen3 Info Solutions Private Limited, Tech Mahindra Enterprise Services Limited, Bagic Private Limited. This merger follows approval order issued by NCLT Mumbai bench on 12th February 2026 and 2nd June 2026. The NCLT has waived the requirement for physical meeting of shareholders and creditors. Instead, the Tech Mahindra has been directed to send notices to all three shareholders through registered email IDs and physical letters where as required. For the shareholders, one important point to remember is that if you have any objections or representations regarding this merger, you must submit them directly to the NCLT within 30 days of receiving this notice, with a copy sent to the Tech Mahindra. If no response is received within the stipulated period, the tribunal will assume that shareholders have no obligation to the proposed merger. Next, IndiGo has signed a MOU with CFM International to purchase more than 1,000 LEAP 1A aircraft engines. This is the largest LEAP engine order ever placed in commercial aviation history. These engines will power 510's Airbus A320neo family aircraft that are scheduled to future deliveries. Apart from supplying engines, CFM International will also support IndiGo in establishing its new maintenance, repair and overhaul facility in India. The agreement also includes a long-term material services package to ensure a continuous supply of spare parts, improved operational reliability and best cost efficiency. CFM has been IndiGo's trusted engine partner since 2016 and currently supported more than 375 Airbus of A320 and A321 family aircraft. So this is a biggest positive sign for the stock. Now let's cover the quarterly results. SML Mahindra reported growth in revenue and EBITDA on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. However, net profit declined year-on-year while improving sequentially. Margins improved on yearly basis but declined compared to the previous quarter. Overall, the results were slightly disappointing, and with these results, the earnings season for the auto sector has begun. Next, Bajaj Healthcare delivered a strong performance. Revenues, EBITDA, net profit and margins improved on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. It's worth noting that the previous quarter had reported a net loss due to one-time income reversal of 33 crore rupees related to a Middle East technical transfer agreement that was impacted by regional instability. Overall, the Bajaj Healthcare results were highly positive. Next, Paytm posted an excellent set of quarterly numbers. Revenue, EBITDA, net profit and margin showed a strong growth on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis, indicating a significant improvement in company's overall financial performance. Next, Transformers and Rectifiers reported a relatively weak set of results. Traditionally, the company's fourth quarter is its strongest quarter, so a sequentially decline in revenues, EBITDA, net profit and margins were largely expected. However, even on a year-on-year basis, both net profit and margins declined. So, apart from the seasonal impact, the company also reported weaker performance on yearly basis. Now coming to the Gift Nifty, yesterday Gift Nifty closed at 24,125 level and today also opened at similar level, indicating a muted start or slight gap down opening. Now on your screen, you can see the list of companies scheduled to announce their quarterly results today. These stocks are expected to remain in focus throughout the trading session. And that's all for today's pre-market report. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Stock Market Meridian. I will see you again in this evening with today's post-market report. Until then, thanks for watching. Signing off. Bye bye. Jai Hind.